Did you know that Stewart Granger, the charming Hollywood star, wasn't always destined for the big screen? Join us as we uncover the humble beginnings and unexpected journey of a man who became a true screen icon. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Sajad Classic for more Golden Age Hollywood stories like this one. Born as James LeBlanc Stewart on May 6, 1913, in Kensington, London, Stewart Granger grew up in a middle-class family with distant ties to opera singer Luigi LeBlanc. Despite a modest upbringing, Granger was drawn to the stage from a young age. Educated at Epsom College with plans to become a doctor, his heart wasn't in medicine. He enrolled in Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art and soon found his calling in theatre. He began performing in London's West End during the 1930s, gradually earning praise for his tall stature, rich voice, and striking presence. World War II interrupted his early film ambitions. Granger briefly served in the British Army, but was invalided out due to health issues. Granger's film career took flight with British war and melodrama films in the 1940s.
There's one factor you've overlooked. Me. You see, I'm not a gentleman. I swear by God that if she comes to any harm through you, I'll break that lovely neck of yours with less regret than I'd stamp on a snake.
His breakthrough came in The Man in Grey, 1943, where he played a dashing but tormented hero, opposite James Mason and Margaret Lockwood. That film was a hit, leading to more Gainsborough melodramas like Fanny by Gaslight, 1944. Where he played an aristocrat in love with a woman from the wrong side of town. Love Story, 1944. He portrayed a composer with a terminal illness. Critics praised his emotional intensity, rugged charm, and his ability to elevate melodramatic material with genuine heart. In the late 1940s, Granger signed a contract with MGM and reinvented himself for American audiences. Granger's real name was James LeBlanc Stewart. He changed it to avoid confusion with James Stewart. With the advent of Technicolor, his sharp features and lean frame were perfect for action and adventure films.
I don't believe you.
I fall in love constantly, indiscriminately. The effect is the same as if I never fell in love at all.
I don't know what you said to the others, Andre. I only know that when you spoke to me, you loved me.
Scaramouche, 1952. Role, Andre Moreau. In one of his most iconic swashbuckling roles, Granger played a fiery aristocrat who turns into a master swordsman during the French Revolution. The film's climactic fencing duel remains one of the longest sword fights in cinematic history. He was known for doing his own stunts, especially in sword fighting scenes. Critics praised Granger's elegant athleticism and charismatic screen presence. The New York Times lauded his flair for romantic action and called the film lavishly entertaining. The Prisoner of Zenda, 1952. Role, Rudolph Rassendyll, King Rudolph V. Granger, portrayed a dual role, stepping into both royal and heroic shoes in this remake of the 1937 adventure classic. His chemistry with Deborah Kerr and Jane Greer added to the film's romantic and political intrigue. While some felt it didn't surpass the original, Granger's confident performance was praised for its grace and nobility. Film historians highlight it as a textbook example of his versatility. Beau Brummel, 1954. Role, George Bryan, Beau Brummel. A period drama where Granger played the real-life 19th century dandy who rose to favor in the court of King George IV. The film also starred Peter Ustinov and Elizabeth Taylor. Critics' reviews highlighted Granger's restrained yet stylish performance. He brought both charisma and melancholy to a man torn between high society and personal pride. The Magic Bow, 1946. Role, Niccolò Paganini. A biographical drama about the life of the Italian violinist Paganini. Granger played the tortured musical genius in a film filled with classical music and melodrama. Though the film was criticized for historical inaccuracies, Granger's emotional depth and commitment to the role earned praise. Critics noted his ability to embody complex, brooding figures. Caesar and Cleopatra, 1945. Role, Apollodorus, a lavish Technicolor adaptation of George Bernard Shaw's play. Though Granger had a supporting role, it helped showcase his charm early in his career. Critics' view: the film was seen as visually stunning but slow-paced. Granger was noted for his youthful screen magnetism in a minor yet striking role. The Little Hut, 1957. Role, Philip Ashlow. A romantic comedy where Granger starred opposite Ava Gardner and David Niven. The story revolves around a love triangle stranded on a desert island. Granger's comedic timing was praised, showing he could hold his own in lighter fare. Critics enjoyed his smooth delivery and playful restraint. Bhowani Junction, 1956. Role, Colonel Rodney Savage set during the British withdrawal from India. Granger played a British officer caught in political and romantic crossfire with Ava Gardner. Though the film was considered dated even in its time, Granger was applauded for bringing a complex masculinity to the screen, portraying a conflicted character with sincerity.
What do you think you are doing? You had no intention of letting us leave this place alive. You're going to get us out of here before those fellows outside start warming up and carrying out your orders.
King Solomon's Mines, 1950. Role, Alan Quatermain. This adventure classic brought him international fame. As the fearless explorer, Granger combined action and intellect in a performance that carried the film's jungle odyssey. The film won 2 Oscars and was a major hit. Critics loved Granger's rugged heroism and natural chemistry with co-star Deborah Kerr. While Stewart Granger is best remembered for his film career, he also made a notable mark in television during the later decades of his career. The Men from Shiloh, aka The Virginians, Season 9, 1970 to 1971. Role, Colonel Alan Mackenzie Granger took over as the lead for the final season of this long-running Western TV series. His character was a British aristocrat managing the Shiloh Ranch. Critics admired his ability to add sophistication to the gritty Western world. Though ratings declined, Granger's performance was praised as graceful, commanding, and fresh. The Hound of the Baskervilles, 1972 TV movie. Role, Sir Henry Baskerville. In this adaptation of the Sherlock Holmes classic, Granger played the heir to the Baskerville estate. Though overshadowed by other adaptations, his portrayal added star power to the production and was deemed competent and effective by genre critics. If you're enjoying this video and want to support my work, consider clicking the super thanks. It really helps the channel grow. Now, off-screen, Granger's life was just as dramatic, marked by love, turmoil, and hidden struggles. In the late 1940s, Stewart Granger and Jean Simmons were considered a golden couple. Both were rising stars, impossibly glamorous, and immensely talented. Granger first met Jean Simmons when she was still in her teens, and already drawing attention for her early performances in films like Great Expectations, 1946, and Black Narcissus, 1947. Granger, nearly 16 years her senior, was already a major name in British cinema. Their relationship bloomed quickly and passionately. In 1950, the couple married in Tucson, Arizona. It was a union that combined 2 of Britain's brightest cinematic stars and generated endless publicity. The couple soon moved to Hollywood to pursue their respective careers under MGM. At first, their careers thrived side by side. Simmons starred in Guys and Dolls, 1955, with Marlon Brando, while Granger found success with King Solomon's Mines, Scaramouche, and The Prisoner of Zenda. They seemed inseparable, appearing together in public events, parties, and magazine covers. However, behind the scenes, the marriage was strained by jealousy, control, and growing differences. Granger was known to be extremely protective of Simmons, But some biographers and industry insiders later alleged that his protectiveness veered into controlling behavior. He reportedly tried to influence her choice of roles, sometimes clashing with directors and producers on her behalf. One particularly controversial moment involved Howard Hughes, the eccentric billionaire and film tycoon who had Simmons under contract with RKO. Granger later claimed Hughes tried to blackmail Jean Simmons into sleeping with him in exchange for roles, and that when she refused, Hughes sabotaged her career by assigning her poor scripts. Granger took legal action and eventually bought out Simmons's contract for $150,000, a fortune at the time, just so she could regain artistic freedom. While that act was seen as both noble and controlling, it symbolized the tension between love, possession, and professional rivalry in their marriage. By the mid-1950s, the glamour faded and their personal differences intensified. Granger was outspoken, hot-tempered, and occasionally arrogant, traits that clashed with Simmons' more reserved and composed personality. Hollywood gossip columns frequently hinted at arguments, long separations, and infidelity rumors, although neither publicly confirmed affairs. Their marriage officially ended in divorce in 1960, after 10 years together. They had one daughter, Tracy Granger, who later worked as a film editor. Despite their separation, Granger admitted in his autobiography, Sparks Fly Upward, 1981, that he remained deeply fond of Jean Simmons. However, he also remarked bluntly that no one told me what to do, suggesting that his controlling nature may have played a central role in their breakup. Granger was not known for being diplomatic. His sharp tongue and proud demeanor led to multiple on-set disputes. He clashed with directors and co-stars alike, often insisting on creative input and challenging authority. For example, he had friction with Richard Burton and was said to dislike Errol Flynn, considering him a drunken clown, as noted in his memoir. His memoir, Sparks Fly Upward, is filled with candid and often critical stories about Hollywood's elite. Granger's relationship with MGM soured in the late 1950s. He accused studio heads of giving him increasingly poor roles and not allowing him to grow as an actor. Eventually, he walked away from his contract, a rare and bold move in the studio era. His refusal to conform to studio politics cost him opportunities and arguably stunted the trajectory of his career in the 1960s. After Jean Simmons, Granger married twice more. Caroline LeSurf, 1964 to 1969. They had a daughter, Samantha Granger. Though he never remarried after his second divorce, he had various relationships and lived for a while in Spain and Southern California. He claimed that Marilyn Monroe once flirted with him at a party, but he turned her down. None of these relationships captured the public imagination like his marriage to Jean Simmons. In later years, Granger revealed that he had lost a considerable portion of his wealth due to poor investments and lavish living. Disillusioned with Hollywood and burdened by debts, he moved to Spain in the late 1970s, living in semi-retirement. He also sold off many personal belongings and property to make ends meet. Though still a beloved figure, he expressed bitterness about how Hollywood had treated aging actors. Stewart Granger was diagnosed with prostate cancer in his later years. He passed away on August 16, 1993, in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 80. From dazzling duels to romantic dramas, Stewart Granger carved his name into Hollywood's golden age, only to fade away in quiet exile. His story is a reminder that fame is fleeting, but true charisma never dies. If you enjoyed this journey through the life of a swashbuckling legend, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and tap the bell icon so you never miss more untold stories of Hollywood's brightest stars. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep the classics alive